Alright, welcome back to Shaving with Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. Hi y'all. So, I don't know about where you work, but where I work, we got a lot of people that apparently don't have to worry about paying bills because they don't mind calling off and not working a shift. So anyway, 10 minutes to 5, I get a call, need to be at work at 6 o'clock to cover a shift. So, you know, I haven't shaved today. It's Wednesday. I was off Wednesday, supposed to be off the next 3 days. Two ways to look at it. One, I like days off. But two, it's all overtime. Overtime pays pretty good, so I guess that kind of balances out. But now it comes time that we got to shave because we need to shave to go to work. Already, you know, had not shaved, so looking a little scruffy, so we need to fix that. So what do? Do you grab the canned goo and a plastic piece of garbage razor and scrape your face off because you're in a hurry? Heard that story before. No, Fuzzy don't play that. Now what we are going to have to do is do this without coffee. I ain't real happy about that, but sometimes these things happen. This will probably be the first video I've done where there ain't coffee. But anyway, Modern Williams. And I just finished running the water in the sink as you heard, and I dropped a brush down in there. We'll get to the brush in just a minute. But since it is Williams Wednesday, we're going to use the Modern Williams. We're going to make it good. So we need a razor. So that means we need a razor that's already got a blade in it and is already ready to go because we are in a hurry. These things happen. So when I look over here, my plethora of choices, and you won't believe all the junk stacked over here in the corner of this thing. I see everything from a Schick Model B all the way up to, you know, 40s and 50 models on things, this, that, and the other. But anyway, the first thing that catches my mind that jumps out that I know has a good blade is the N here. And this is the Schick, and it's the N, you know, one of the latter models made, and it's definitely not my favorite Schick. However, razor, blade's a blade. It is a Schick. It does do a good job, and I know it does have a good blade in it because I hadn't used it very much. It does have a long handle for those of you that like long handle razors, and for those of you that like short handle razors, it would still give you a good shave. Doesn't matter. We've already been over that before too. So anyway, get on with our prep. We'll grab a rag out of here. And of course our prep, as usual, is going to be, you know, quick little wipe down. So yeah, like I said, I don't know about where you work, but where I work, pretty common for people to call in and say, you know, yeah, I got something I got to do tonight. I don't think I'm going to come into work. And again, I don't know where you work, but at our work, we're mandated by laws and regulations and things of this nature that there has to be so many people there in certain places at certain times. It has to be that way for the plant to keep running. So, you know, yeah, I'm dumb enough to answer the phone. But anyway, Modern Williams. And you'll notice it's dry. There ain't no blooming going on here. I ain't raising no flowers today. And we're going to use this old Chinese Badger brush that we have that actually I'm rather fond of. The truth known about information. It's one of the cheapest Badgers I have, I'm sure. And it's got a lot of backbone. And it's just easy to take care of, and every time I use it, it never ceases to, you know, work good for me. Now we're gonna load us up some soap. Now there's no hoodoo, no voodoo, no magic to loading Williams, Modern Williams, like most people think there is. We've shown that time and time again, and you still have the people that talk about bad about it. And the price problem is don't cost enough. If it costs more, they'd be all over. Heck, I could, you know, make this same product, charge $50 a cake for it. And people would talk about how good it was and how protective it was and how slick it was and how it'd be the latest thing to have. People, high price does not equate all the time to a better job. Trust me on this one. Alright, so here we go. As I say, this is definitely one of my favorite Badger brushes. Cheap old Virginia Sheen Badger from China. I got it before the coronavirus got out of whatever lab it got out over there. Oh, you think the coronavirus is a natural thing, huh? Alright, we'll see. I still say it ain't, but that's as far as I'm going into politics. Right there. That's as far as I'm going. But anyway, at least on video. You know. Send me an email, text me, ask me my thoughts. I'll hook you up. Alright, here we go. We got a little Modern Williams going here. We got a good old blade. I'm pretty sure that this is actually a Persona blade in here. That's what I normally use. And let me take just a second to check and make sure. Yep, actually I'm wrong. well, it is a Personna blade, but it's a twin injector. This is actually a twin blade that I put in this one. So it is definitely going to be a Personna, because the only twins I have are the vintage Personna twin injectors that I was gifted a while back. And of course, since it's a twins blade, you know, you're going to rinse a little bit more. But ain't nothing wrong with that. Now, if I couldn't get a hold of twin blades and all I had to shave with were regular blades, it wouldn't bother a thing in the world. Not that big a deal. But there are some razors that are really fun to use a twin in. The Hussey, the Hussey. That one, H1, comes to mind as the one that it's a lot of fun to use with a twin blade. But the H2, the Deb, in my opinion, is just as much fun to use with a single blade. I think it's that good of a razor. But anyway, again, that's just fuzzy thoughts. Oh, there we go. We got the first pass knocked down. Let's get us a second pass going, because even when I'm in a hurry and I want to do a fast shave, I still like to follow my routine. Now, the truth of the matter is, if you did grab a can of goo and squirted it on and used your Schick razor, it would still be a good shave for the most part. You know, I know some of the people that I really agree with on this shaving stuff will tell you that Barbasol is the better of the goo, and I'm going to agree with them. Grab you a can of Barbasol and a good razor, and really there's nothing wrong with that. You know, other than it's not you're not using a brush to make your lather. Now, for the folks that break out the goo and they wet it with the brush and they use the brush to do the goo, yeah, I'm not so sure about that. You wear, you know, belts and suspenders? I don't know. Alright, well, I will say, if you've never had the pleasure of using a Schick with a twin blade, you're missing out. It is a good shave. Razor to razor, blade to blade. They'll all shave great. But you know, a Schick razor with a twin blade is definitely a good shave. Alrighty. Keep the razor rinsed out, and here we go. Looks like the Williams, miraculously enough, is still hanging around. It hasn't all packed up and left the party early. Imagine that. Anyway, well, don't worry too much about the coffee thing. I do have a coffee pot at work. Also, truth be known about the matter, I can stop on the way and get a cup of coffee. They got these little machines now, and I think it's the racetrack stores around here, that they grind the beans and drip the coffee right there in front of you. I kind of think it's silly. I like the way it was, where you go in and you got a good fresh hot pot of coffee and you pour it and you're ready to go, and you ain't got to sit there and punch buttons and all this stuff. But, you know, I think the coffee's not as good. I don't know if they really grind the beans or not. I think all the beans on top of the show probably. But I don't know that for sure. Maybe they do. But anyway it goes, it's okay coffee. Better than nothing. Better than instant. And if I really needed coffee, if this was in the morning and I really needed coffee, I could have had me some instant coffee and been good to go. But we're not going to worry about it with this. We're going to finish this shave up and grab a quick shower. And I've always got a uniform sitting around that's ready to go. It's not like it's uncommon to get called in on short notice. You know what I mean? Alrighty. I'm just glad it's Wednesday night instead of Thursday night. Because Thursday night is when payroll goes in. So I would only have 6 hours of overtime before midnight. And then the other 6 hours would be regular time on the next check. But as it is on Wednesday, that's going to make this all overtime. And without getting into the specifics, it's bad. Bad on the company, not bad on me. But anyway, I had to buy a new battery for the snowball the other day. I got to work the other day, came out to come home, battery's dead. I can't remember if I told this story or not. So I boosted it off and I got home, and when I got home it was starting fine. So the next morning I got up, started the truck, went to go to work, stopped, picked up a few things, started the truck back up, started fine, got to work, parked it, went in, did my shift, came out that night, battery's dead. Oh, anyway, $177 later. Oh, I did tell this story because someone was talking about the price. So anyway, at least, you know, full day overtime like this will pay for the battery with some left over. Good bit left over, actually. All right. Well, there we go. Williams Wednesday on the fly. Look at that. Got everything all cleaned up around the goatee. All feels good. Stuck to our routine. And according to the handy dandy timer right here on the phone, we did it in 10 minutes and 35 seconds as of this time. So, you know, I've already done a little bit of cleanup on the brush. I'll finish doing that. I jumped in the shower and I'll be headed to work. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, happy shaves to you. We'll see you next time, where hopefully I'll have my coffee and won't be in such a rush. You never know. Later, dudes.